That's quiet. That's different. I'm not used to that. But thank you all for coming today. I am absolutely thrilled to be here before you to share with you the grand opening of our community COVID clinic. It's been a long road to get here, and I am so happy that we have this resource for our community. I'm going to start. My name is Judy Burrows. I am the PIO, or Public Information Officer, for Marathon County Health Department. I'll be the MC of our event today, and we have some speakers who will each be giving a few comments. I'll introduce them as we go through, and we'll hold for questions until the end, but we will allow some time for questions. So thank you again for being here. I was reflecting last night on what a journey it's been. It was just over a year ago in March when we had our first case of COVID in our county, and I remember reaching out to all of you and talking with you about that. We went through spring, we had safer at home, and we all learned to wear masks and social distance. Summer came around and testing became available, and we helped set up testing in here, in fact, at NTC on this campus. Held testing events to try to provide testing for as many people as possible, to try to find where the disease was and encourage people to stay home and quarantine or isolate to stop the spread. Fall came, winter came, case counts rose. We had 4 weeks in a row where we had over 1,000 newly diagnosed COVID patients each week. It was a rough time. And December, in December we had the FDA provided emergency use authorization for 2 vaccines, which was like a beacon of light for me and hope. Shortly thereafter, we started with vaccination, starting with our most vulnerable people and our healthcare providers. Now we're at the point where we have vaccine available to anyone age 16 and over. And as of today, we have a community COVID clinic here on North Central Technical College campus where we will be able to provide at least 400 doses a day. So with much happiness and gratitude for working with such a great group of people over the past year, I want to I've invited all of you to see the clinic, and now you'll have a chance to hear from some of the people who've been involved in making this happen. So I am going to start with introducing you to Paul Hammer. He is the Deputy Secretary of Transportation. He is also assigned to the State COVID Vaccine Task Force. Paul.
Thank you very much, Judy, and just a little bit more explanation about why there's a guy from transportation here talking about community-based vaccination clinics. And it's been my honor to work 2 different stints with the state's COVID response effort, and since early January, I've been working for the Vaccine Task Force, and the most of my time has been spent helping to bring up community-based vaccination clinics around the state. It is my honor today to be a representative of the Department of Health Services and Governor Evers, and more importantly, to be part of the team that helped bring a community-based vaccination clinic, the state's 4th, to Marathon County. And one thing we've learned in developing and bringing up these clinics is that you cannot do it alone. It relies so much on partnerships and collaboration to make something like this work. And so I do want to thank Marathon County for your efforts, and of all the communities we worked with, Marathon County had a strong vision of how a clinic would work within the overall vaccination strategy for this region. I want to thank North Central Technical College for everything that was done to make this clinic a reality. I mean, the space is as important as the people, and the college did everything they could to accommodate a successful clinic. Also, our area healthcare systems here, they were very involved in the planning effort, and we wanted to make sure, when we bring a state-run community clinic, we don't want to compete with the private sector, we want to complement what the private sector Also, our community health workers, as you know, the county staff have made clear that we rely and will rely on those workers to get vulnerable populations into the clinic. And of course, I want to thank AMI Expeditionary Healthcare, which is the contractor that we are utilizing to operate our clinics. So it's been a long process citing state clinics, and from the very beginning, it was clear that this community was a good candidate for a community-based vaccination clinic. It was clear from the beginning that Marathon County Public Health had longstanding good relationships with the healthcare providers in this county, so we could be coordinated. Marathon County has a history of working collaboratively with surrounding counties on issues of regional interest. And as Judy reminds me, and I have to put in my DOT plug, we do have an intersection of two major state highways here, so we have great access to the Wausau area. And as well, you know, Wausau serves as a commercial and healthcare hub for all of north central Wisconsin. So in our siting decision, we felt that it wouldn't be a large burden for folks to get here. We really believe this clinic will be an asset for the whole region. But, you know, so I talk about collaboration and partnership on the local level, and that really does sort of speak to how the state has approached COVID-19 and the response from the beginning, and particularly for the vaccine rollout. And as Governor Evers has said many times in the last year, public health is a team sport. And I can say personally, even though I'm a DOT person, I'm very proud to have been a part of the public health effort here in Wisconsin. And we see that teamwork throughout the state. There are community-based clinics, not just state ones, but local ones, health system clinics. We see that collaboration, partnership. We see that certainly at our other state clinics in Rock, La Crosse, and Racine counties, and we'll be opening 2 other state clinics in the near future. And we also see those partnerships across the whole vaccine administration spectrum. So our healthcare systems are working so hard, our pharmacies, and of course the local and tribal health departments. As Judy mentioned, as of yesterday, Wisconsin residents 16 and over are eligible for the vaccine, so I do want to cover some logistics. Our Central Technical College's Center for Business and Industry Building will be hosting the clinic. It will be open Tuesdays through Saturdays from 11 a.m. till 7 at night. You do need to register for an appointment, and the easiest way to do that is to visit the state vaccine registry at vaccinate.wi.gov. I'll say that again, vaccinate.wi.gov. Fill out the registration questionnaire and then schedule your appointment. There is also registration support available through our toll-free number, which is 1-844-684-1064. I'll say that again, 844-684-1064. Now I want to remind everyone that getting a COVID vaccine is free. No one should have to pay anything. So on behalf of the Department of Health Services and the entire vaccine task force, I just want to reiterate how pleased we are to have been able to work with Marathon County and North Central Technical College to bring this asset to the North Central part of Wisconsin. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Now I'd like to introduce to you Dr. Lori Wires, President of North Central Technical College. Thank you, Judy.
Good morning, everyone. We're honored to have you all here today. We're proud to be the resource for our community to help with vaccinating our wonderful, wonderful community. I think we've seen firsthand what it has done with the hardships for our students. And if you look at our students who wanted to graduate and then all of a sudden had to stay at home and weren't able to continue their education, being able then to figure out a way with the help of Governor Evers and the administration to open again the end of April with certain programs to finish people such as our nursing students, our EMTs, our paramedics that were so needed in our community to fight the virus. We were very proud to be able to graduate everyone by the end of June and get them out into the workforce. I've had the opportunity to talk to some of our nursing students who graduated and actually served on the COVID floor and saw some of the challenges that they had to face during the worst of times. So it was important to NTC to step up. As your community's college, we want to say thank you for always supporting us. So it's our turn now to support you. And we wanted to step up and to be part of the solution and to help our community get the vaccinations, which we so sorely need to do and we sorely support. It will help our students, our communities, it will help our business and industries to get people out of the workforce again and protect all of us. So we have a saying at our college, and it's the college that cares. And I'm a believer in that you have to do more than talk, you have to be action oriented. And I think this would be one of the situations where NTC was action oriented. We wanted to show, yes, we do care. So as we began our discussions, I think this is a really classic example where a lot of times you see people criticize higher ed or government, but here is a partnership of government and higher ed that really worked well. We got together, we were very solution-minded, and we worked to come up with this solution. We've all become friends to each other. We're on a first-name basis. Our wonderful friends at Marathon Health Department, Joan and Laura. And of course, my buddy Lance, our county administrator, and our wonderful mayor, Katie, who constantly stepped up to help make this all happen. The leadership that was provided by the Marathon Health Department is exceptional. And I can't thank you enough, Joan, for everything you did to get this to happen. I'm very proud of the team we had at our college with Jordan, Rob, and Marlene, who really stepped up to help us get here today. So it was really an effort of love, a team effort of all of us together to make something happen, to help us fight the pandemic, to hopefully get to some normalcy, again, where we can go forward with our lives as we wish them to be. So it was very, very important to NTC to be the college that cares and to step up and to help make this happen. So thank you again for this wonderful partnership. Thank you for choosing NTC. We will always be there for this community. We will always step up. And I really think Paul in transportation makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of logistics to this, Paul. And if you aren't good at all of that and figuring everything out, it wouldn't work very well. Paul, thank you for thinking of the technical college system. And again, I'm a very proud president and very proud representative of NTC, and we are happy to play this role today. So thank you so very much for having us, and we are thrilled to be your partner. Lori's good.
All right, next I'll introduce you to Lance Leonard. He's the county administrator for Marathon County.
Thank you, Judy. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Marathon County Board of Supervisors and County Board Chairman Kirk Gibbs, it is my pleasure to be here with you this morning and welcome you to Marathon County. As Judy alluded to in her opening comments, the pandemic, when I look at my experience, it's demonstrated a number of things to me. The concepts of shared sacrifice, resilience, and most notably, as alluded to by a couple of other speakers, Paul and Lori, this power of collaboration. And I can't think of another effort that really sums that up more than the clinic and making that a reality for this community. It has been the product of the work of countless people. Many of them you've heard reference to before. I couldn't be more proud of our staff at Marathon County and the health department, Joan and her team. Our partners at the state have truly led in this effort. The Department of Administration, Department of Health Services, Deputy Secretary Hammer with the Department of Transportation and the COVID Task Force. As I said, our local public health, Joan and her team have worked tirelessly for over a year, ultimately working to provide easy and equitable access to the vaccine for our community and our local and regional partners. The City of Wausau, Lori Ryers and North Central Technical College, Among American Center, our local health systems who, again, have been vital to this effort to this point and will continue to be, Marshfield Clinic, Aspirus Hospital. They have all worked diligently in this true collaborative effort and all have had a hand in making this day possible for our community. As Lori referenced a saying from North Central Technical College, we have a mission in Marathon County that we talk about very frequently, and that mission is to work every day to make Marathon County the healthiest, safest, and most prosperous community we can. And I can't think of an effort that makes me more proud than the effort that our team and all of our local partners and regional and state partners have undertaken to make this clinic a reality. The clinic will allow thousands of people in our community and in north central Wisconsin to have access to a vaccine. A vaccine we know is safe, effective, and truly life-saving. A vaccine that, importantly, we know is going to be a very useful tool to businesses large and small as they seek to get vaccine into the bodies of their employees and to continue us on the road to economic recovery and prosperity. A vaccine that also, selfishly, I'm very interested in having my family, my friends, my community come together to gather and reconnect. I'm actually very happy to say that later today I will be getting my first vaccination at this very clinic here at the North Central Technical College campus. I registered online as Mr. Hammer referenced, got the invitation to select from the available appointments, and I found the entire process to be very user-friendly and quite easy. So for all of those who have not had access to a vaccine through a home health system, I strongly encourage you to take advantage of this wonderful opportunity we have locally. Come to the clinic, get the vaccine. Together we can all do our part, our small part, to make Marathon County, our state, and our country more healthy, more safe, and more prosperous. So thank you for all being here. Thank you for all of the tireless efforts to make this clinic possible. And I'm going to steal your thunder, Judy, and I'm going to get to introduce a very dear friend, the mayor of the city of Wausau, Katie Rosenberg.
I'm so excited you're getting vaccinated. I was just telling Laura that I got my first dose of the vaccine, and I'm experiencing some very severe side effects of hope, joy, so I am so excited for our community to move forward. You know, we've got a lot more to go here. I mean, we got to get a lot of people vaccinated. We got to get a lot of people trusting us. But and it's easy for me in government and probably all of us to look at where we feel overwhelmed about where we have to go still. But this is an opportunity for all of us to look at where we get to go and recognize how far we've come. So last year at this time, we were all staying at home. 2 weeks of time, we thought to do our part to flatten that curve. We were hearing these alarming stories out of Italy and New York City about large swaths of this population getting infected or worse. We worried about viral loads. We fretted about services and sanitizers and breath droplets. We hunkered down and basically waited for the virus to come to town and overwhelm our health systems. It was like waiting for a bomb to drop. But it was also time we never had before, to be with our own thoughts, now that our calendars were cleared and our commute time was reduced to nothing. It gave us the opportunity to strategize and recognize the power that we held was the power in stillness. Our collective strength was in staying home and cutting out paper hearts and hiding teddy bears in our windows and figuring out how to work remotely and holding our vulnerable friends and family members at a distance. This year we're pros. We instinctively know what 6 feet looks like. We have a favorite type of mask. We have bubble friends. Some of us might regularly pack in 12 Zoom meetings into one workday, regularly reaching the very edge, I'm looking at Lance, of what an appropriate amount of screen time is. Last year we also grieved. We lost family members and friends and neighbors. We grieved our lost life moments, graduation, weddings, funerals. We grieved our friends who lost jobs and closed businesses and turned their lives upside down. And we grieved feeling out of control of our own destinies. But now we get to celebrate gaining that control again. Science is here. For a year, researchers have rolled up the sleeves on their lab coats and built and tested and retested to give us what we finally have here. A large but still local vaccination operation. delivering a protective trifecta of antibody manufacturing serums. So welcome to Marathon County's mass COVID-19 vaccine clinic. We would not be here with our partners. North Central Technical College, thank you. Thank you to our state partners, and really appreciate this. And mega thanks to the Marathon County Health Department. Health Officer Joan Toyer and her mighty team of contact tracers, educators, and public health nurses who've been the glue in our community's response. Thank you to our essential workers. We owe a debt of gratitude to those who went to work every day with uncertainty. Thank you to the grocery store clerks, the convenience station workers, the municipal employees, and the delivery drivers. So many deliveries. Thank you to the healthcare workers. We're so grateful to the CNAs, the nurses, and the doctors who put their own health on the line and sacrifice time with their families and just being away for so long, so many double shifts. And thank you to our community and our neighbors for doing our best to keep our community safe. So, I don't know about you, but I'm ready for shots.
Thank you, Mayor Katie. Our final speaker is Mr. Lee John, and he is a county board member as well as executive director of the Latin American Center. When we started working on setting up this clinic, we took extra time and effort in order to make sure that this clinic is going to be welcoming to all of the people in Marathon County and our region. And so it is with pleasure that I introduce Lee.
Thank you, Judy. I just want to first start off by thanking all our partners, such as the state of Wisconsin, Marathon County, the city of Wausau, the Marathon County Health Department, North Central Technical College. I think this is the perfect place for us to put a mass vaccination site. It's a place where many people know, where individuals grow their lives, and also this is where futures are built. And I feel that this is a place where we can rebuild that, we continue our life and continue to rebuild our future as well, starting here with getting vaccinated. So I also want to thank Laura tremendously for listening to my concerns and my complaints. A lot of times, I think I called her, but there's been times when I called her probably 3 or 4 times in 1 hour, just expressing concerns. And I just want to say the Marathon County Health Department here is phenomenal and second to none. They listened to our concerns and took it into consideration and made it happen. So I do want to express my deep appreciation to them. I also want to thank AMI as well for their willingness to be able to be flexible, for the willingness to accommodate many of the concerns that the Southeast Asian American community experienced, and not only the Southeast Asian, but the Hispanic community members as well too. So I do want to express my deep appreciation for that. As one of the individuals that actually had COVID back in November, I know how hard the symptoms is, and I can definitely vouch and express that I would never want anybody to go through those symptoms and go through that experience ever. And because of that, I am encouraging and strongly encouraging everybody in the community here to continuously go out there and get vaccinated. Stay obviously, ensure social distancing until we can, and make sure that we reach herd immunity, so that way we can reach that state at a sooner level and be able to return life back to normal, so we can continue to have our festivals, our events, our activities, and be able to enjoy life as it is. And to members of the community, once again, I strongly encourage each and every one of you to go out there and get vaccinated. I'm super excited for this opportunity for this mass vaccination clinic. And 到呢種日子，佢對你就係操練出到有啲錯誤殺錯，talk and it操練出到冇差錯啲睇呢個傾嘅 COVID 個多。This is a great partnership, and I'm so happy to see that this is happening here in Central Wisconsin. Thank you.